Hello, I am Alec and this is how to make a main menu in Unity. What you want to do is in your Unity Hub, click New Project on the top right. Now choose either 2D or 3D depending on what game you're making. In my case, I'm going to choose 2D. Then on the bottom right, where it says project name, click the project name and rename it to what you want. I'm going to call mine Main Menu Controller. And then at the bottom right, just click Create Project. And then when the Unity Hub opens up, it should look something like this. Now, in the projects window at the bottom, click on the Scenes folder. In empty space, right click, go to Create, and choose Scene. Rename this scene to Main Menu, and then just double click on the scene. Scenes are what people usually use as levels, but in our case, we're going to use it as a main menu. Now, when you click on the game window at the top of your screen, you'll see an empty blue screen. So what you want to do is set up our main menu. So back in the scene view, in the hierarchy on the left, right click in empty space, go to UI and choose button. There may be a box asking you to import TextMesh Pro. Just click Import TMP Essentials. TextMesh Pro is used for making text look more crisp. What you want to do is double click on the canvas and you should see exactly what you'll see in your game. Now in the canvas you should see a button. What we want to do is duplicate this so we'll have 3 buttons. To do that, just click Ctrl D on Windows or Command D on macOS. Once you have the 3 buttons, we are going to want to rename them. To do this, right click on a button and just click Rename. For me, the top one is going to be called Play Game Button. The middle one is going to be called Options Menu Button, and the bottom one is going to be called Quit Game Button. Once all 3 of these are done, we are going to want to click on the top button, hold shift and click on the bottom button. This will select all 3 buttons. Now what you want to do is in the inspector on the right, change the position to 0, 0, and then the button should show up in the middle. Then we're going to want to change the width and height. I'm going to use 180 by 50. Now when you click on the game window again, you will only see 1 button. That is because all 3 buttons are overlapping. To solve this, go back into Scene, click on the button you want at the top, then click on the Move tool, and then just drag it up until it seems right. Another way you can fix this is back in the inspector on the right, just change the pos Y. I'm going to use 120, and then in the bottom button, I'm going to use pos Y again, but this time use minus 120. Back in the game view, you can see 3 buttons. However, they are all just named button. To fix this, in the hierarchy on the left, click the little grey arrow on each button, and then you should see 3 things called text. Just click on the top one, and then as this is under Play Game Button in the inspector on the right, we are going to go into the text box and name this Play. On the Options button, we're going to click the text there, call this Options, and then on Quit Game Button, we are going to name this Quit, and then just click the arrows again to close them. And back in the game window, you can see all 3 buttons are named correctly. However, when we click play and then we press the buttons, they don't do anything. This is because we have not got a script on them. To do this, stop the game again, and in hierarchy on the left, we're going to right click in empty space, create empty, and call this controller. And I'm just going to move this under the camera. Back in the project window on the bottom, we're going to click assets, right click in empty space, create folder. I'm going to call this script, and just double click on the script file, and then again right click, create, and this time C# script. And then before you click away, make sure to type Main Menu Controller, and then double click the script to open it. This will open up Visual Studio. What we want to do first is allow a way for the script to interact with buttons. To do that, where it says using Unity Engine, click next to it, click enter, and type using Unity Engine.UI, semicolon. And then under that, we're going to write using Unity Engine.Scene Management, semicolon. And this is what is going to allow us to work with switching between scenes. In our case, switching from the main menu to the main game. Now what we want to do is remove the void start and void update, as we will not be needing them. What we want to do is write public void play game, brackets, curly bracket, and enter. And this is what we'll use to attach the script to the button. And then when we click the play game button, what we want to do is make the game switch to level 1. To do this, we're going to put scene manager.load scene and then the name of your scene, in my case level 1. So now I want a way to open the options menu. What I'm going to do is keep the options menu in the main menu. So what I'm going to do is under public void play game, I'm going to write public void open options menu, bracket, curly bracket, enter. Now we're going to write options menu, which we are going to call our options menu, dot set active, and then brackets true, and then semicolon at the end. However, you can see now the options menu is highlighted in red. That is because we have not set it as a game object. So what we're going to do is above public void play game, we're going to write public game object, make sure that it's spelled exactly how I am doing it, and then options menu, semicolon, and then you'll see that goes away. Now we have a way to open the options menu. We have not got a way to close the options menu. So what we're going to do is copy the open options menu and just paste it right under. Rename open options menu to close options menu, and then set active true to false, so then it will go away. Now what we want to do is under public void close options menu, you're going to want to write public void quit game, brackets, curly bracket, enter. Then all we want to do here is put application.quit, exactly how I have done it, brackets, semicolon, and that is it. That will just quit the game. Now if we just save the script and go back into Unity, what we want to do is drag our newly created script onto our controller, and then when you click it, you'll see the script on the right in the inspector. However, we don't have an options menu just yet, so what we want to do is click on canvas, right click, go to UI and choose panel, then rename this to options panel. Then what we want to do on the right where it says image, click on color and just bring the transparency all the way up, so we will no longer see the buttons. And all I'm going to do is duplicate one of the existing buttons, drag it into the options panel, and then right click, rename it to close options menu. And then all we want to do is click on the options panel, and in the inspector with the little tick, just click it to hide it. Now click on all the buttons by clicking the top button, holding shift, click the bottom button, then in the inspector scroll down to the bottom until you see on click. You want to click the little plus button. Then what we want to do is drag the controller onto the none box. Then don't forget to click off the buttons in the options panel, click on the close options menu button and do the exact same. Now click the play game button, and in the inspector on the right, click where it says no function, go to main menu controller and choose play game. And then the same with the options menu button, no function, options menu. And the same with the quit game button, no function, main menu controller, quit game. And don't forget the options panel button, no function, main menu controller, close options menu. So when we play the game now, we should see, yes, the play button now takes us to our level. However, you will need to create your own level for this to work. And then if we were to try and play the game again, the options button does not do anything. And as you see, if we were to click on console on the bottom, it is because the variable options menu has not been assigned. So all we have to do is click on controller and then drag the options panel into options menu. And then if we were to play the game again, we should see options now works. And there is also a quit button, which will quit the options menu. Now when you click the quit button, it will not do anything. That is because we are in the Unity editor. However, if you were to export your game, the game would quit and then just stop playing the game. Don't forget to save by going to file and save, and you're done. Now from here you can do a lot of editing to make your main menu look a lot better, by adding a title and changing the look of the buttons. I hope this has helped you, and if it has, please leave a like and subscribe, as I would really appreciate it. I also stream on Twitch every single weekday at Alec Game Dev, so please stay tuned for that, and I hope to see you all next time.